Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be doing the level 70 version of Leviar in the Eternal Temple, which occurs on Tuesdays and Fridays. So let's begin the battle. This battle is very annoying because Leviar now has a new passive skill where he changes his phase every time you attack him. So he has 3 different phases. The first phase is that physical damage is increased by 30%, while all other damage is decreased by 80%. Okay. The second phase is magic damage is increased by 30%, while all other damage is decreased by 80%. And then his third and final phase is that AoE damage is increased by 200%, while all other damage is decreased by 80%. So ideally, you kind of want a physical attacker, magic attacker, and AoE attacker. In addition to these effects, Leviar has his previous skills, right? So North Wind at the beginning of each turn deals 0.3 times magic damage to all enemies within 4 blocks. Demonic Soul, where after taking action, you gaze at 2 enemies and they will take 500% extra damage and will also take damage when healed, equals to the amount they're being healed. And it lasts 2 turns, cannot be dispelled, and ignores immunity. And finally, of course, it has Rage Scale, where damage taken from melee attacks is decreased by 90%, and if Leviar has not taken any damage this turn, it gains a 20% int bonus. So, in terms of my party members, the best way to deal with Demonic Soul, which is the luck aspect, is to have summons. So as a result, I have Bozel with Earthquake, Fireball, and Summon Undead. I'm going to bring Lana with Freeze Strike, Dark Reaper, and Summon Undead. Other than that, I am going to choose to bring Gizaroth, who can do 2 AoE attacks and summon Construct. My Gizaroth is not very well built. You can see there's only 613 intelligence, but he's honestly more here to phase change and drop the summon than anything else. I'm also going to bring Lana with Act Again, Heal, and Summon Sky Archer. And then Tieris with Heal, Attack Blessing, and Mass Heal. Okay. So, other characters that are viable for this fight include, if you need an AoE attacker occasionally, right? It can be, let's say, Varna, who can 1,000 arrows and retreat. It can be Shafaniel, if you have a Shafaniel built up. Demolish can be endlessly launched, for example, or Heaven's Sanction, as the case may be. Heaven's Sanction would allow her to attack outside of Leviar's range, and she could also faction buff up all these princess characters as a side note. So Shafaniel is viable here, assuming you have like a 6-star one. Rene can be a great single target striker, right? Especially with Freeze Strike and Rene Annihilation in particular. So if you have a built up Rene, she can very easily replace, let's say, Lana for single target strikes. And finally, another great physical attacker for this fight would be Narm, because Narm has aim. So what aim will allow her to do is, if she gets Demonic Souled, she can use aim to help remove it quicker. Of course, if you're going to use Narm, you really want her to have Uller's Bow for this particular fight, because with Uller's Bow, she can attack at 3 range and then roundabout to retreat out of Leviar's range, so that she won't get attacked or get hit by the North Wind effect. So those are pretty much all the viable characters that I see. I'm not going to use Narm. I'm going to use this party that you see here with Gizaroth launching AoE attacks, and at this point I think I'm basically ready to get started. So not much else to say at this point. My primary attacker will definitely be Lana. As long as she can launch out the attacks to crush Leviar, I should be good. So with all of that covered, let's just begin the battle at this point. The final thing I'm trying to figure out though is where to place some of these characters, right? Because I really want them to be able to reach Tieris for her healing light if possible. Okay, overall, this setup looks good. I have 4 summons, which is probably overkill. It's going to be luck based, but if the demonic soul keeps affecting the summons, I'm golden. So here we go. And you have 10 turns. Alright, so what I'm going to do initially is I am going to have to gamble a bit, in that there is one character I have who cannot be affected by the demonic soul debuffs on the first turn, which is really just Lana. As long as she's not affected, I'm good to go, but we'll see what happens. So initially, I'm just going to try to group up my characters while dropping summons. The only character who doesn't need to be grouped up is Gizerov. I'm just going to attack Blessing Lana in preparation. And I'm going to have Luna, Wind Spiral, and Faction Buff. Oh, she activated Gale, so theoretically I could attack. Let's do it. Get some damage in right from the start. So let's see who gets affected by the debuffs. And this battle is all about that. Depending on who gets debuffed, you're good to go or not. So fortunately this first turn my summons got the debuffs, so everyone else can still act. Right? So I'm going to have Lana charge in and Dark Reaper. Or sorry, not Dark Reaper. And launch her, yeah. Sorry, it is Dark Reaper. What am I saying? So with that, we're now on the AoE attack turn. And the question is whether I have Gizerov AoE attack or not. Yeah. So Gizerov can launch one of his AoEs, you know, just to phase shift Leviar. He does 1 damage. But that's all I need to phase shift him. So I'm going to heal up Luna so that Luna can attack. And then is there anything else to do? Magic attack. Okay, might as well. So let's have Bozo move in and launch his magic attack. And then Leviar is now on the AoE attack again. I don't have an AoE attack to launch, so I'm just simply gonna end turn. And Liana has act again ready. So North Wind, Rage Scale, and then he attacks me. And now it's still the AoE attack turn. So question is whether to use Gizerov to do it or someone else. Oh, Luna got debuffed. That's okay. You know what? Let's have Gizerov launch his AoE to start. Luna is going to have the Wind Spiral and Faction Buff. Right? It's currently the physical attack turn. So I'm going to Wind Spiral here. Luna and Faction Buff. And then I'm going to act again. Luna, so she can attack this. Next, TRS is going to mass heal here. And then Lana. The Creeper. And I might as well have Bozal Earthquake to face change Leviar some more. North Wind. Luna does good damage because it's the right phase. Gizaroff is stuck. I didn't activate clocks at all on him, so he has really nothing to do for a while. And let me just check what phase he's in. Physical. So I'm just gonna end this guy's turn. Have Luna attack. Bozal back. Have Lana attack. And then move TRS back. And attack Blessing Lana once more. I could move Liana in, but there's no real point to that, so I'll just end their turn, and that's it. So now it is turn 5. Leviar is roughly at half health. Luna got affected by those debuffs again, so I'm going to have to move Luna back. Right. So what I'm going to do is Luna shifts back, wind spirals, and then faction buffs. And turn. And turn. Lana needs to attack Leviar if possible. But in order to attack, I have to actually do full damage here. Otherwise there would be no point. Or I need to phase shift Leviar to the magic attack phase. Just trying to see if there's any way for me to do that. Well, I can sacrifice summons actually. So let's have a summon change its phase. So now it's physical attack turn. Simply going to end Lana's turn then. and try to heal her up.
もう私の番
Huh?
So end Bozo's turn. Sacrifice the second summon. And then have
そうだ
Tiaris healing
まだ
light
終わらないよご命令を
and Liana move in to heal up
これが
Tiaris.
私の信じる心です
So I can kind of rely on Lana's counterattacks to do free damage. So,
Huh?
and in the meantime, I'm going to have Bozo drop the summon. And
ターゲットはご命令を行動スタート
this is a damage turn. So I'm going to need Lana to Dark Reaper, right? I'm going to need to phase shift Leviar, then physical attack with Luna maybe?
はいそうだ
Yeah. So, it's mass heal.
まだ終わらないよ
逆らった者は
And then Lana is going to Dark Reaper to start. Alright, so next, I need to do an AoE attack. Or sacrifice something. Which I'm going to use a sacrifice, the construct. The phase change. And then I'm going to have Gizroff redrop that summon. And now that it is in the physical attack phase, let's have Luna melee attack. And then I'm going to act again and just get Luna out of the way so that I can do another
ご命令を
counter attack with Lana.
思考そして準備完了
逆らった者は死あるのみ
26k. 3 turns. This is
何を
awkward.
してるのか分かっている逆らった者は
But my skills are almost cooled
何を
down,
してるのか分か
so
っている
ターゲットは
we'll see how it goes.
行動スタートターゲットはそうだターゲットはえもう私の番準備完了
Luna's gonna Wind Spiral and Faction Buff. Right, but first,
そうだん
Lana should probably attack.
ご命令をはい行動スタート
は
Bozol is stuck.
Huh?
He's just gonna end his turn. Same with this summon.
もう私の番
I'm going to have Tiaris, yeah, move up and heal up
まだ終わら
Lana
ないよ
to fall for her attack. And then Lana can free strike Leviar. And then I need to phase change Leviar, so I'm going to use the Sky Archer for that.
ご命令を
Okay, So what I need to do now is probably have
ご命令をご命令を
Lana drop a new summon.
これが私の信じる心です
And why don't I have this summon heal up by Lana? And then Luna can Wind Spiral
一人も逃しません消えなさい行動スタート
and Faction Buff next to Leviar, because Leviar is going to do a... This is the turn where Leviar has physical damage increase.
逆らった者は死あるのみ。逆らった者は死あるのみ。
So
行動スタートご命令を
何をしてるのか分かっているのか。
そうだご命令を
going to have Lana start by healing up Tiaris.
人思考そして
And then
もう私の番ターゲットは準備完了
trying to figure out how to attack this turn. So I guess
そうだ
I should attack Blessing for maximum damage.
できた
Let's see how this goes. And then I'm gonna have to do the attack cycle.
行
So
動スタート
physical attack from Luna. Magic attack from Lana.
Huh?
AoE attack from Gizerov.
超越した力は誰にも止められん。
And then Lana will continue to do... Sorry. And then Luna will counterattack again.
Huh? 逆らった者は死。
準備完了
So, turn 9.
準
Let's
備
do the
完
cycle
了
once more. Which means Luna physical attack.
準備完了
Lana magic attack.
逆らっ
Just one moment. I want to see if I can bring her up to full health.
そう
I think I can.
何をしてるのか分かっている。
Bozol is just an end turn. Same with the summon.
逆らった
So mass
だ
heal,
私の番
but I don't want to affect Lana.
できた
So now
Target.
Lana, Dark Reaper. Gizerov.
灰となって吹き飛ぶ。
ご命令を
And it's back to the physical attack, right? So I'll leave it as is.
はい
I can use this act again next turn for a second strike.
ご命令を
And Alright,
逆らった者
so it's the last turn, turn 10.
のみ
I don't really mind if characters die now, so I'm going to have Luna attack even though she is debuffed. Although I might Wind Spiral first just to buff up Lana.
覚悟しなさい。行動スタート。
逆らった者は死ある
Magic damage increase. So Lana needs to strike.
もう私の番？
I'm just going to heal her up first before she does.
まだ終わらないよ。
逆ら
So
っ
Lana, free strike. Now I need an AoE attack of some kind.
何をしているのか分かっているのか絶望せよ
Now technically I need a physical attack, but I don't have that, so I'm going to suicide a Necromancer at this point. It is the last turn after all. So, and then I'm going to have... It's now back to the magic attack, so I'm going to have Lana. Act again, Lana.
人、思考、そして
So that Lana can do a second attack. Might as well just dispel. Whatever.
逆らった
So then Lana will launch a free strike now. And that will just be enough to finish off Leviar. So there we go. Is there room for improvement for my strategy? Absolutely. For example, I had early on suicided Lana's summon. I should not have done that. You know, rather than suiciding Lana's summon, Gizerov, Bozil, and Liana summons can be sacrificed because they can be resummoned. But Lana is too busy attacking to sacrifice the summons. So that was the first major mistake I made for sure. Other than that, of course, well, if my Gizerov was actually built, that would help a lot, because my Gizerov was doing 1 damage with his AoE attacks, right? And that's because his int is just far too low right now. And in large part, that's because he only has 2 out of 4 class mastery. If he had 4 out of 4 class masteries and some class mastery enchants, giving another 80 int or whatever, then he would actually be able to do some damage, I think, with his AoEs, right? As it is, he has no int increase at all from a class enchant, and he also just does not have his bonds completed either. So, yeah, but for phase shifting, which was his job, he did quite well. In addition to that, I should also mention that my Gizerov is at only 4 stars, and unfortunately none of the clocks activated at all. He had a clocks enchant, but it never activated, so he couldn't keep launching AoE attacks from afar. The final thing that I noticed was my Bozil got debuffed a lot, so he never actually really got to engage. It is what it is, you know. So maybe, I'm not sure, maybe I should have replaced Bozil with, let's say, Narm? I don't know. At the end of the day, this worked for me. Yeah. So I will take it and, you know, I'm finished with the fight, so I don't have to do it anymore. From now on, I'm absolutely going to probably just sweep this rather than battle it out. You know, it just saves me time. And there we have it. So this was my strategy using Gizerov for an extra summon and AoE attacks, but once again, I'm pretty sure you can do this with Narm too, right? there'll be a change in method because Narm will always be attacking. So you'll want your Lana, for example, to tank the hits, right? But it would still work. You saw that at for several turns I had Lana tank hits. If you have Narm, you would just have Lana tank those hits to do retaliation damage and so on. But I will say that with my strategy, I very much needed Lana to not get affected by the Demonic Gaze debuff. Because Lana is expected to basically constantly attack and do counterattacks. If Lana ever gets affected by that Demonic Gaze, then she can't really attack. So that would cause an issue, really. But maybe in that kind of situation, you can have Lana use her act again to remove that Demonic Gaze. I don't know. In any case, though, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this useful. And on that note, Nitro out.